here today with Diane Downing, and we want to just give you some information about the Jon Downing Charity event, which is being held on Sunday, April the 28th. It's a chance really to just give an idea as to how the day has developed from just a football game in the last 2 years. And Diane, we spoke with Jon quite frequently about the day and how he wanted it to look, and also about the charities that he wanted to support on this occasion. He was very passionate about continuing to support motor neurone disease, which was obviously the disease that he had suffered with. Why do you think that was, and how do you think that the money that we can raise will make a difference to families and sufferers?
Well, motor neurone disease is a life-threatening disease. There is no cure for it. And the impact that it has both on the patient with the disease and the family is immense. And the Motor Neurone Disease Association supports the family. They support the patient, they support the family, they provide machinery and tools to help with the disability, because everyone that gets motor neurone becomes disabled. In Jon's case, he was completely disabled, unable to speak, move or breathe, unaided. The NHS do provide, obviously, the necessary equipment, but there is a time frame. That's where they step in and they help. And also, they help emotionally. So they're always there, the other end of the phone, and they do home visits, and as well as providing, obviously, equipment. So that's where the money comes in, because obviously it's a charity. MND Association is a charity, and it needs, support. So an event like this will mean a lot to newly diagnosed patients, especially. It's when you're newly diagnosed that you have to get prepared. Because it is a time frame and it's very short before that person is disabled and requires machinery and assistance. And the association does help with that.
I think it's one of the diseases that the general public know very, very little about. And so the event also will help us to raise awareness for motor neurone disease through their association. Now, Jon was also really passionate about Catherine House Hospice, and a third of the money that we raise for the event will go to the local Catherine House Hospice. I'm just interested to know what he and you saw as the importance for us locally to go to Catherine House as the other charity that we're supporting.
Again, Catherine House, the team that looked after Jon, this is a hospice at home. They enable people with life-threatening diseases and conditions to remain at home. And without that help, obviously that's not possible. So they provide nursing care. Jon had visits 4 times a day because he couldn't dress or undress himself, and he was so disabled in the end I couldn't do it on my own. And their role is so intense because they look after, again, people with life-threatening conditions, and not only adults but young people too. And then of course the hospice itself, they look after people when it's their end of life, and they provide the nursing care, but they also provide emotional care, and also when that person has reached the end of life, there's the emotional care afterwards as well. So their role actually is quite big. It's quite a big, it's a 3-way thing during the condition, after the condition, and then sometimes quite a long time after that condition. They're always there for support. They've been very supportive to me since I lost John. You know, so I think it's important, again, another local charity to support.
Thanks, Dan. John was so passionate about local people and charities. It always came through how much he enjoyed talking to people, meeting people. And so the local charity of Catherine House, I know, was really dear to him, which is fantastic. We started to organise the event around about 3 months ago, just at the turn of the year, didn't we? And we've had so many people be prepared to support and provide us with banners and do so much for us. And over the next 6 weeks, we're going to see that information leak out to the general public about the event itself. You know how many people we've managed to get involved in it. How do you think John would feel about knowing about the events that we're going to have on the 28th and the amount of people that are looking to support him in putting those events on?
He would have been over the moon, because that's what he wanted. He was passionate about the local charities he supported. Catherine House and Moton Roan during his latter years were obviously the most important. He also supported other local charities. And I think, as it says on here, more than just a football club, I can remember him actually saying them words many a time, and I think that's important. Get the local community involved, children, young adults, and they can understand that people do get really ill, you know, and local people, they get really ill, and if we can support them locally, and if the football club supports them, which they have been amazing, the football club have been amazing, you know, really good, amazing. Yeah, he would be delighted.
Brilliant. The event itself, firstly, it's October when we lost John to this terrible disease, and it's our first opportunity to come back and celebrate his vision about this event today. And I would like as many people as possible who knew John, who are passionate about these charities, to come down and get involved in the event. It's a bigger event this year. We've had a game of football to watch in the last 2 years. It's a bigger event this year, and the monies that we raise on the day will be split 3 ways between Catherine House Hospice, Motor Neurone Disease Association, and also John's beloved Stafford Rangers. And I have to stress that I could not have organised this event or even run it at a venue without it being Stafford Rangers, so it's already meeting his vision. The event on the day itself, I'd just like to mention several of the activities that we have got going on that day. Firstly, from 10 o'clock in the morning, we will have over 150 participants taking part in a tournament on the field from Stafford Rangers Juniors. We've got also at the same time going out a sponsored walk into the local community and around the Isabel Trail. So if anybody wants to come down to watch the youngsters and encourage the young children, please feel free to come down. If you want to go on the walk, please get in contact with the website and make sure that you've actually registered, and we'll get all the information through to you. In the afternoon, Elaine from the Line Dancing Club will be running line dancing sessions for 3 hours. You can come down, make a donation, take part in any way, shape or form that you wish to do so. And then in the afternoon from 1 o'clock onwards, we have big football events going on. We have the annual event, which is the Stafford Rangers Legends against the Stafford Rangers Conference North team, which John was so passionate about because as chairman he took them through into the conference, and I was lucky enough to be involved with Phil Robinson at that time to see that happening, and he has loved those 2 games for the last 2 years. But we're adding to it this year. We have Sheffield national champions vets team coming down to take part in a special game against a professionals team. The professionals team is going to be made up entirely of players who play pro football and potentially 1 or 2 celebrities. I have a significant number of people who are already committed to the day, and I'm going to let everybody know via social media exactly who's coming down. And there'll be a photograph later on tonight from Birmingham City Football Club. We'll be delighted to welcome Paul Robinson, Birmingham's player of the season 2 years ago. He'll be taking a major feature in the professionals game, and I'll be on that photograph with Richard Beale, who was part of the Legends team and conference team last year, who worked with John and Phil down at the club. So lots more interesting information and exciting information to come through. I'm really looking forward to announcing one or two of the people that are going to be here for that professionals game. But if you like football, you love any kind of events that we're doing, please come down and get involved. And again, the more people that we have here, the bigger the community and the more important that it is that we raise that money for everybody. Thank you very much.